Hey guys, I want to talk a little bit today about when somebody does a pullback on you. Mostly talking about dating here today, and this could definitely go for men and women alike. It's the same core message here. And I do believe that I think we should all handle things in this fashion. We've all messed this one up. We've all gone completely against the grain about what I'm about to talk about with you here today. But I'm talking about these scenarios where oftentimes this is in the very beginning of getting to know somebody, or this could even come, weeks or months or what have you, sometimes into the process of starting a new relationship or getting to know somebody new. You're talking regularly, you're hanging out regularly, you're doing whatever regularly, and at some point in time, and you don't always know why this is or what it's all about, unfortunately. But the person on the other side does a little bit of a pullback, right? So you're still there putting in your effort, showing your presence, doing your thing. You're still interested in keeping up the pace of things, but for whatever reason on the other side of the coin, they do this pullback. So they stop communicating as much. They're not hanging out with you as much anymore. Whatever it looks like, this can come in many different fashions, let's say, but we've all been through this, right? They do a little pullback. They pull back some of their presence, some of their attention, some of their something. And a lot of us struggle with this, and we don't really know how to handle this in the most healthy manner. And this is where things get screwed up, and this is where all of us falter at many points in times. But a lot of times we will overcompensate a little bit in a way where somebody's trying to pull back and to get away or get a little space for whatever reason. It could be many different things, but we get kicked into like this mode where we think like, well, gosh, I gotta do more work to try to maintain that closeness or reattain the closeness that we had, or I've got to step things up, and you start to do these things that are destructive to the overall picture, and that I believe are more or less self-deprecating at the end of the day, if you can say that, and I think that's a pretty strong thing to say, but it's an accurate thing to say about those situations there where yes, like each and every single one of you people listening out there, men and women alike, you are a valuable individual. You've got some worth. You've got a lot of value to this world. You're a good person, I'm sure. And if somebody doesn't want to be around that or doesn't want to experience you for you, then it's fine. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody has to like you. But by you going and doing what I just said, trying to like step things up and reattain this closeness, and you're going out of your way to do things, you're basically sacrificing your, I don't want to say your morals, but you are doing things that you probably shouldn't have to do to keep somebody around you. Okay. That's putting yourself down. That's degrading yourself. That's knocking yourself down a notch as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, this is the part that I want to stick with you guys. I think it becomes really easy for us to handle these pullbacks appropriately. And the plain and simple of that is when somebody pulls back, I mean, you can leave the door open. I think you should leave the door open if it's somebody you're interested in, but you don't go chasing them down the street. You just kind of leave the ball in their court and you let them come back around when they're ready, right? You don't start blowing up their phone and hitting them up even more than you did before, or making ridiculous offers to do ridiculous things for them or with them. You don't do any of that stuff. You leave the ball in their court and you leave it alone and you wait for them to come back. And if they come back, when they come back, what you do is you decide if it still suits you at that point in time to have them in your life or to be involved with them. It's as simple as that, okay? But it puts you back in the driver's seat. It maintains, like I said, some sense of like this self-value that you should have. I mean, you are a gift. Like you are, like I said, this person of immeasurable value as the soul that you are, whoever you are. And that's not something that you should allow people to take lightly, or you should just throw around and throw yourself at people in such a regard. It's like a take it or leave it thing. They either see that and want that, or they don't. And it's fine. Like I said before, not everybody's going to like you, and that's totally okay. But it's just that overarching picture of self-value that's one of the important things to mention here. And that's what I hope I'm getting across to you guys and girls here. But like I was starting to say, that there's two reasons why people pull back, and this is the part that I want you to remember. Number one, it's because they either lost interest in you and they're not interested anymore for any number of reasons, and that's fine. Or number two is they're doing it intentionally, and they're basically trying to play games, and another way of thinking about it. They're trying to see how you're going to react to their lack of presence. They're trying to see what you're made of. They're trying to put you through this little bit of a test, let's say. A lot of times, as sad as that sounds, people do this stuff day in and day out, right? So like we said, either a loss of interest or playing games. In both of those cases, neither of those are good for you guys, right? Neither of those things are probably people you want to involve yourself with, are they? Right? Do you really want to be around somebody that first of all doesn't want to be around you just as much as you want to be around them? And second of all, if they're a person that plays games and tries to do these stupid mind tricks, just to manipulate people, then odds are that's probably not somebody you want to be around with, spend your time around with either. Okay, so in any effect, like I said, those are both two bad elements for you. You need to have the ability to recognize those things. You need to have the ability to look at your situation in this light. And if you can tell that to yourself, repeat that in your brain next time somebody pulls back on you. Just say, hey, this is one of two things: loss of interest or game playing or manipulation, whatever you want to say. It suddenly becomes a lot easier to let that situation go and just leave it alone and do like I'm telling you to do here. Just leave the ball in their court. Hey, hit me up when you're ready. Hit me up when you want, and leave it alone and walk away and never look back if that's what it takes. But don't keep trying to hit people up that clearly don't want to be around you for whatever reason. Like I said, it's probably one of these two things. It goes without saying. The reason why this is important to keep talking about and to keep reminding you guys is because I know how it is. When you're in the thick of the situation, when you're in the quicksand, your mind's not thinking straight. When you get your emotions and your heart and your excitement wrapped up in a person and a situation, all this stuff goes out the window for most of us. We all do that, but I'm just trying to talk some sense in you here today. I'm just trying to remind you of couple pieces of reality that we all need to keep in the back of our mind as we go out there and interact with people romantically. So, all right, guys, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll talk to you real soon.